Okay, hey everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you guys had a good evening today or a good day today, and I hope you're ready for some fun. Today, the Book Bar has the opportunity to host the Babes of Juneteenth, y'all. Y'all hear me? The Babes of Juneteenth. So here we back again with another collective here, and y'all know how they do when they get together. It's always an amazing read. But today, well, I have no doubt this is going to be an amazing read. For me, it's the subject matter that's got me all caught up. So today, we're going to talk about a little bit about the Juneteenth, the holiday, what it means to us, and why these girls chose this subject matter and everything. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay. So I am your host, Midnight Ace of the Midnight Ace Book Bar and also Custom Creations. And so today I'm going to allow all of them to give you a little tad bit of an introduction and let you know who is coming before you today. So we'll start to my left, your right, and we're going to start with Cheryl Lister. Cheryl, tell the
Ooh,
people a little bit
hey.
about you.
Okay, what you want to know from me again?
Yeah, who are you, girl? Who are you?
Oh, Cheryl Lister, been around for a few minutes, coming up on 9 years, writing sweet, sensual, contemporary romance, women's fiction, romantic suspense, and having a grand time hanging with all my tribe and writing these wonderful books.
All right, all right, all right. So let's go up a little bit to the top to my right, Iris Bolin.
Yes, um, I'm Iris Boland. I've been around for a minute too. Um, I write romantic suspense. But I've recently I've gotten into this thing where I'm killing a whole lot of people, so I'm beginning to enjoy that too. Um, and what else? What else I'm supposed to tell you?
Yeah, that's it. Because we gonna dive a little bit deeper into you a little bit later. So
Okay.
let's keep it moving over here to L Wright.
Hey y'all, I'm Elle Wright and I write edgy contemporary romance. I've been known to drop a little scandal in there too and a lot of cussing.
Oh, yeah, I must admit there has been a little bit of that.
But there's some steam in there too, so
Yes, 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 yes. All right, Kimmy, introduce yourself.
Kimmy just froze.
I think
Mm.
Kimmy froze.
Okay, we'll come back to
Hi,
Kimmy.
I'm Kimmy.
Oh, there she go.
Can, can y'all hear me?
Yep,
yeah.
we can hear you.
Okay, I'm Kimmy. And I write contemporary romance, and I dabble in a little bit of erotica from time to time.
Ooh.
Oh. And y'all, if y'all don't know, Kimmy takes you on some adventures, honey. Have your passport ready because when she writes a story, the scene is very vivid. So
Mhm.
we thank you for that. Okay, Miss Aja, we moving on to you.
Hi, I'm Aja. I write sensual, sexy, intense romance, women's fiction, romantic suspense, and I also write erotica under the pen name Deep.
Mm.
Um, Happy to be here. Kimmy, you don't just dabble in erotica, both of your feet all the way in. So,
Exactly. Don't tell her, Aja. Don't tell her.
but I'm
All right.
excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. I'm so glad. It's been a minute, so I'm glad to see you here. Okay, Miss Sharon Cooper.
Hi, I write under Sharon C. Cooper. I write contemporary romance, romantic suspense, and dabble a little bit in romantic comedy. I've been writing for I think 11 years now, and glad to be here.
Yes, yes, yes. I am glad to have you here as well. All right, Miss Sherelle Green.
Hi, I'm the Cheryl Green, and I write I guess sexy and emotional romance stories. They're usually, as of late, a lot of drama, a lot of heavy on the sexiness, I guess. And I guess overall, I just like to write too a lot about Chicago. That's the city I'm from. So you will see a lot of Chi-Town in my books. And I've been writing now too for yeah, probably a little over 12 years, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right, all right, all right. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you all are just joining us, you are in the book bar right now, and we're talking about all the masterminds behind the books in the Babes of Juneteenth. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm happy that you're spending your evening with it with us. And guys, stick around to the end because I got something a little special for you guys. Okay. All right. So, guys, again, like I said, I have no doubt that these stories are gonna be well worth our time. They're going to be amazing stories. But one of the things that I got really excited about was Juneteenth, because with everything that's going on, we don't take enough time for ourselves. And so since we a few years ago we had this holiday became a legal holiday for us, I feel like we shouldn't sleep on it. And what better way to tell us and give us some ideas about Juneteenth than do it in the literary world? We all understand that. If we don't understand nothing else, we understand books. So I first want to know, and I think I know, but I'm going to have you guys tell me. So, who is corporate for bringing this collective together?
Don't tell on yourselves. Why y'all sitting over there acting
I
quiet?
think
Come
you're
on.
waiting for somebody else to tell.
Come on, Sherelle and Leslie. Let's work. Come on. Gail Wright, Sherelle Green.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess, yeah, we shouldn't be left alone to talk to each other when we know we are super busy,
Yeah.
because it tends to end in an idea, and then it tends to be like, let's drag all our author friends along with us. It's all these
Okay.
beautiful faces on the call. So I think for Juneteenth too, I was actually I was having, I think it was, we were doing a sprint, and Kelsey Green was on that too, and Angela Sills, and we were just kind of talking about like like an idea that they already knew I had been talking about for Juneteenth for a while, like in a series to come out with. And actually it was, Kelsey Green was like, this sounds like it should be a base. And I'm like, oh, I said, let me get Elle Wright on the phone and see what she thinks about it. And before you knew it, it was just then a full blown like plan idea, and reaching out to others to see if they wanted to join the crazy ride of doing Bays of Juneteenth with us.
Okay. That's usually how it starts.
Yeah.
But okay, so for I'm gonna say excluding Sherelle and Elle, what was it like for you authors to get that call and say, hey, we want to do this and this is the subject matter? What went on in your mind when they asked the question? Let's go with you, Asha.
Did I look like I was prepping to say something? I think my reaction was, oh, that's so dope. Like, that's some dope shit. That's probably something I said. Did I say that, Sherelle?
Yeah, you said that.
So I just love Blackity Black love, and the fact that they wanted to highlight Blackity Black love in a very Black experience was just amazing to me. And I was very excited. I had already worked with your collective before, so I knew the personalities and knew we got along, and was just excited to do it again.
Okay. What about you, Sharon?
I wish my first thought was similar to Aja's, but my first thought was, man, how am I going to fit this in?
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
That was my very first thought. And then it was like, how am I going to write it short? Because I typically am very long-winded, unfortunately. So those are my two concerns, but it was the Juneteenth subject matter that really kind of pulled me in.
Okay. And I have no doubt you're going to being in Atlanta. You might have some really nice nuggets to drop. What about you, Miss Iris?
me, the first question was, I was sharing. When I'm gonna find the time to do it, and the other thing was, everybody is trying to do so much to hide our history.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of having something out there to put some of our history in black and white, where it can years later, it can be pulled up and somebody can read about Juneteenth and what Juneteenth is about. Because if we keep going the way that we're going, we won't have a Juneteenth for too much longer.
Yeah.
So that's the idea of being able to take something like Juneteenth, which should be celebrated, and celebrating it in this way was just really, really appealing to me. And I said, I'm just gonna have to find the time to do it. And I just put time on my calendar because it was to me, it's the topic.
Yeah.
The topic is what got me.
Yeah. I think I'm with you on that one there. What about you, Kimmy?
Oh, I was actually shocked.
You always say
When
that.
I got the message, I actually said yes, like right then. I was really shocked to do it, like to be asked. But after I got over it, I was just excited. I kind of had an idea for a story.
Mm-hmm.
And just working in the Juneteenth, I thought it was very important for me
Yeah.
to, I guess, explain or show how we celebrate in DC.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just very grateful for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? Let's just talk about the cities that you guys are representing, right? So you're writing these stories, and of course, you have a Mr. Black that is representing your city. So what kind of things, or have you highlighted, what kind of things have you found in your community that you found inspiration for to write these books?
Well, I know if I talk in Chicago, I think too, a big reason too why I was excited to highlight something in the book is that we do have so many Juneteenth events that you can go to in Chicago, but then we also have the Du Sable Museum, which is our African American history museum that we have out here. They do a lot. They do a whole art tour with the different like art galleries and the different creative people that have come from the city of Chicago. And so I think for me, it was like highlighting some stuff that I go to every year that I don't even think I necessarily may share it always on social media, just if I'm just trying to enjoy it and not like actually trying to dive into it that way. And I think too, what I noticed the most is that last year, which is when we were really start talking about this series, I was at an event and celebrating Juneteenth, and I noticed a lot of people didn't even know why we were having this celebration. Like they came out and they were excited for it, but they didn't really know why they were there. And so I was like, wow, we celebrate this so much in Chicago where there's so many events to choose from, but people are here and not even really knowing what the holiday means or what it's for.
Okay. Yeah, and I think now I feel like, or what my hope is that, for us readers, we may read this and bring some attention to it, and now maybe we might change what we do normally. Because all this time I'm thinking about, getting to this point of chatting with you guys, I'm thinking to the point it's like, you know what? Now, let's not get it twisted. I'm going to take that 4th of July from work. But I'm thinking that, I'm going to make June 19th my 4th of July. I'm going to take that July, to recover from my June 19th, right? That's my hope, is that they will read this and that we can, with our platforms, that we will share this, and then it'll bring more awareness to people, and they might stop and ask that question, what is Juneteenth? You know what I mean? So Sharon, what about you in Atlanta? Did you draw some inspiration from your community to write your book?
Actually, here is similar to Chicago. And when I started plotting my story, I wanted to do something that I didn't find that they were doing here. They probably are, but I didn't find it because I'm aware of the festivals and the parades and stuff and things of that nature. And so in my story, I went a little different. My Mr. Black is hosting a black tie gala and a silent auction. And so around that, with that, there's like a trivia and things of that nature. So it's an opportunity for his guests to learn a little bit more about Juneteenth. So I went a little bit different where here, what I found mostly were like the festivals, the art shows, quite a few art shows around the Juneteenth. So I kind of sort of took inspiration, but kind of went a different direction.
Put your own twist on it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, what about you, Cheryl?
Well, yeah, for me, because I did Los Angeles because where I'm originally from, but then they've changed some things since I've been gone for 30 plus years. And I was like excited. I was like totally forgot about an exposition park that we have down there. There's actually an California African-American museum.
Okay.
And so I kind of did a twist on a couple of things that, initially in LA, early on, they didn't celebrate Juneteenth. It wasn't until, there's a history behind that, and I'm gonna let y'all read about what I said in there about
okay,
that.
Yeah. Notice I'm not gonna push today.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna push.
Yeah, so but I did. It was very cool to know that they had that, and like Sharon, like you have the regular festival too, but like her, I did sort of like a gala, but I did it at the museum. But mine is with teens. The focus is on teens who don't know what Juneteenth, don't know their history.
Okay.
So they got an opportunity to be dressed up and to learn history.
All right, I like that. What about you, Kimmy? Okay. I think is she coming out? Okay.
You muted, girl.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna come back to you, Kimmy. Iris, what about you in over there in Richmond? Okay, go ahead, Kimmy. Okay, you got it.
Go ahead, Kimmy.
Okay, go ahead. What kind of inspiration are you pulling?
For mine, I did a 4-day festival. I did a 4-day festival, and I actually did it to mirror some of the festivals that we used to have in DC. We used to have a festival called Georgia Avenue Day. We don't have that anymore. And we used to have the carnival at a certain part of the city. So I just kind of went nostalgic to have like a 4-day festival that features several events where they come in and they have a good time, just kind of like a huge block party. But you still get to do interactive demonstrations and learn about, Juneteenth and everything like that.
Okay. All right. I like that. And I guess we'll be learning too because we don't know what other cities do. So it'll be nice to read about that, what everybody's doing around there. What about you, Aja?
Well, in the city of Pittsburgh, we've had Juneteenth celebrations going way back in the 90s. One of the first ones that I attended, I was about 15 or 16 years old, with my uncle and aunt and my mom as well, if I can remember correctly. And they started to shoot. So yeah, no shooting in my story. But yeah, Juneteenth has been around for a while. In my particular book, Raymond has coordinated the Mr. Black Juneteenth experience. This will be his 3rd year. So he's done the black tie gala auction, and he did like a bingo night one year. It was like an elevated bingo night with prizes that benefited the community. And this year it's like that elevated block party experience inspired by, does anybody watch Insecure? So when that black that like curated event, it'll be at that level and it kind of pulls some of my other characters that have roles within the community, musicians, artists, caterers, and stuff. It pulls them all in as a way to kind of show my universe, but also as a way to show the collective Black experience. Because what it's really about when I think about Juneteenth is us continuing to be stronger as a community.
Yes,
We don't want to just put on these events just for show. We want to, like just strengthen our bond, like take what our ancestors did and just take it to the next level. So I just want to kind of illustrate that within my story.
Yeah, and I think too, one of the things that I got excited about with this too is that it was done in a collective matter, right? So you brought you ladies together while you are writing about your different areas. It was still done in a collective matter, and so I think that was great. I mean, it's a show of togetherness, if you will, when in the literary style. So that's how I've been promoting it, the Juneteenth babes, Juneteenth literary style. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is. You're right. It is about bringing us together. So Iris, what about you? What kind of inspiration have you pulled from Richmond?
What, child? Well, y'all know I'm in Richmond. I'm in the capital of the Confederacy. So we have all kinds of negative history from the point where we have a slave block where, and it's a historical site where they actually sold slaves on that block. And what I've done is I've taken that area and I've changed it where I've merged the past, present day, and the future of what's going to be happening. And what I did was I took that area and told a little bit of history about it because I think that's important. And then I made it so that the event that we're having, yes, it's a Juneteenth celebration, but there's also where my president is actually decided that he's going to build his presidential library in conjunction with that area. So we have an African American president, and then we have this area where slaves was actually sold, and they're taking the past and they're merging it with the present and with the future, so that history will continue on. And by Richmond being the capital of the Confederacy, I thought it was really important that we find a way to take that history and make it something positive while teaching people a little bit about what actually took place in Virginia, during that time. Yeah. So I put a little bit of that in the story as far as the locations are concerned. So I just thought it was important to have the past, the present, and the future.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to pause right here because Miss JB has said this in many different ways. I'm putting the messages up there, but I feel like this is the third time she said it. So I want you guys to take heed.
More like the fifth time she said it.
Right. So I think we better pause and pay attention to this here note here. So this might be something you guys want to think about in the future. Put your minds together. Maybe you all can come up. Don't be shaking your head, Cheryl, because it's not me this time. I just want you to know it's not me.
I know it's Miss JB down there causing trouble.
No, but thank you, JB, honey. Listen, that's my partner. Listen, if I can't do it, somebody else will, right? Thank you, JB. So let's go with you, Elle. What inspiration have you taken from your area to give us some nuggets about Juneteenth?
So, writing about Detroit, the D, one of the blackest cities in America, probably maybe third blackest major city in America. And what I am coming from is I noticed that a lot of the celebrations are, the art festivals, like Sharon said, and things like that. And every year Detroit does the annual Juneteenth Jubilee. So I kind of took that and incorporated in my story. But my Mr. Black is a physician and a professor at the medical school that's in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to put on a health fair to help the people who have not had access to health care in the city.
Okay.
And it's not something that I've seen done in Detroit before around Juneteenth, but I just wanted to kind of incorporate that. That was his passion, is to get health care to the masses. And one of the biggest killers in Detroit is diabetes, and I'm sure it's everywhere with Black people. Like it's one of the biggest diseases, the most widespread diseases that we have as a community, and it's killing people. Untreated diabetes is killing people. So he's an endocrinologist, so that's his field, and that's where he's passionate. And I also, Juneteenth is important to me. As a parent, I tell my kids about it. My mother was an educator. She was one of the first people to teach me about Black history. So I knew I could spout off tons of facts about who invented what in this country and beyond, just because every month she made a big deal out of it, not just in February. And so one of the biggest parts of my story is carrying this all throughout the year. People who live that life, who advocate, who work in the community every day, not just in June. And so one of the major characters in my book is like that. He doesn't turn off. He works every day for the struggle, And his thing is live free. That's his goal. Let's live free, because we deserve it. We deserve to live free. We don't deserve to be in bondage. And that's one of the biggest impact of Juneteenth to me, is the celebration of us not being in bondage. And unfortunately, there's still bondage in certain ways. And one of the biggest ways is our health. And so that's what I focused on.
Yeah. And I like that, because you are right. One of the three most, besides cancer, you got heart disease, you got high blood pressure, and you got diabetes. And I work in the medical field. And so when people come in, I'm always saying, oh, you got those dirty cousins, huh? Because you have either high blood pressure and the diabetes, together. You're lucky if you just have one, but most of the time they have both of the those diseases that come in there. So okay, so we got this Mr. Black organization, and so tell us a little bit about the Mr. Black. Like, what does this organization embodies? What is it about? How long do they serve? What's their responsibilities? Anybody could take that one.
Well, each Mr. Black is elected for a 4-year term.
Okay.
A 4-year consecutive term, by his city's chapter. So there is a national board, but the stories are centered on the cities, the actual cities that we're writing about, and what their specific chapters are doing to celebrate Juneteenth in their communities. There are chapters in every city, every major city, and even some smaller cities. And I can in my mind, the organization is growing every day with like-minded individuals ready to affect change. And so the idea, Sherelle just brought it to us, and it just resonated with me. And so I was able to just kind of envision this organization, this brotherhood between these men who want to be involved, who want to make changes in their own communities and worldwide. So
okay.
And we have to give like a shout out to the authors on this call.
Yes.
I mean, we knew by the time we were coming up like trying to then get this idea out there, it was all the pieces weren't necessarily together, but we knew with people's schedules we could not wait, to get it together. And I think that everybody on the call had really kind of brought Mr. Black to life. I mean, rather they were asking a question and we're like, oh yeah, so the community nominates them and they have to be based off of what they do in their community, or if what they do, like we were talking about with different health areas, with different, everyone can actually say how their nominations go in their city. So I won't mess that up by saying something and it's different in a different book. But I think as a whole, like if it wasn't, us getting, questions from like Kimmy and Sharon and Iris and Aja and like, the other authors too who weren't here, it's like every time they did, we kind of talked in the group and was like, oh yes, let's add this layer, let's add this level. So it really just kind of grew to be even bigger than I think what our initial idea was, which is the beauty of being able to work with a group of Black women who are as passionate about, writing about a subject as we are, especially when we went into it just kind of like, this is the idea, are you in? And people said yes, and then kind of helped us bring this to life. And so that I think is key too, because like it's if you can't collaborate with a group of people who are also excited about something as you are, then it has a whole different feel, but when everybody is, it's like great. They're like, what about this? I'm like, that sounds great.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Well, I know we are all eager to read these books. I was going to stop right here. If you're just joining us, you are at the Book Bar, and we are talking with the masterminds behind The Babes of Juneteenth. These are 11 different stories. It's a collective. You can read them. You can read them in order as they drop. They're going to be dropping from starting June 7th all the way to June 17th. And if you read my earlier post when I was talking about this chat, if you use the link in my post to buy all of the books at one time, and you'll have to show proof, and I'll tell you when. And if you stay to the end of this, there will be a drawing, or your name will be entered into a drawing where you can win I'm calling it a box, basket, or whatever, that was inspired by Tiffany Jones of Tiff Happy Place. And let me just show you what's included in there. You got a pair, it's called I Am Black box. So you got some socks, you have a tumbler or a mug, and then you have a little keychain that says I am Black with a I am Black little quotes on the back of there. And just for fun, you get a puzzle.
Oh,
that's adorable.
So make sure if you, before the call, you can purchase those items, and then after the call, before we get off the call, I'll tell you how to have your name entered in to win that drawing. And the drawing will be maybe Wednesday. I'll announce the winner. So just pausing for that little housekeeping there. Okay. So ladies, now I wondered if you guys have introduced any new characters in your book. And will you be doing something more with those characters? So let me start with Miss Sharon.
You're muted, Sharon. Sharon.
You're muted, Sharon.
Sharon.
My fault. My husband's office is next door and he talks super loud. Let me think. There is one character who I think she's going to be a part of my Atlanta's Finest series. I think. Outside of that, the other new characters introduced, I don't have plans for. But for those Atlanta's Finest fans out there are a few that show up in the story.
I'm just waiting on Parker, so go on, get it done.
I know, right? Yeah. We're gonna give her a pass because she did do a really nice job with those Jenkins. So we're gonna give her a little bit, of a pass, just a little bit. But don't get it twisted. You know I'm coming for you. And Miss Mama Tony, yes, yes, you can do it even if you bought them before tonight, but you have had to have purchased the entire collection of books to be entered in to win the contest. So yes, you are good. Thank you, Tracy. So, okay, what about you, Miss Iris? Your character, is he new? Do we know him? This is my part to get a little bit in your business, but you don't have to elaborate. I just want to know if it's a new character. Have we met him before? Are we going to see him again? That's it. Y'all
Well,
got to keep me honest because you know I'll go way over the board.
you guys have met Cameo in Fire and LT's story. You met Cameo there, and you met Cynthia in The Lure of Love. So you have met both of these characters, and you know all of the people who surround them because they've been throughout the other stories, as well. So these two characters, I kind of the way that Elle and Sherelle don't know, but they helped me with this. I've kind of used this story as a prequel to their main story that's going to be coming. So this is when they meet. This is when they meet and they discover each other, and they go through putting this event together, and this is when they fall in love. But yes, you are going to get a full story on Cindy and James because, like in this book, I didn't shoot nobody. I didn't, I smacked one person, but I didn't kill nobody or any of those things that I do, So I still got to do this.
Look, we know what happens when you do not get that dose of medication. So in the next story, watch out. Oh my gosh. So okay, so what about you, Elle? Are we gonna see any new characters, old characters? Okay. Thank you, Sherelle, for that.
We actually, these are all new characters. Isn't that great? As if you read me, I'm in the middle of the Young in Love series, and I've also started the Smoke and Burn series. So I just kind of felt like I wanted something a little different, but my guy Nero has a surprising connection to someone who is connected to the Young in Love series, and he will be back in the next book of the Young in Love series. So
okay, all right, sounds good. What about you, Cheryl?
All new characters. How about that?
Really? How about
Yes, all new
that?
characters. Yeah, and since it's set in LA, and I kind of do some stuff that is in Cali, you may see them again, but I'm gonna just give you a little hint that you do get a couple of cameo appearances by some past characters as well.
Okay, all right, sounds
Just a
good.
little pop up, so y'all don't get happy and think that you're gonna get long old scenes. It's a pop up. Got it? A pop up. But these are new characters, so I can't say no. He won't be back. That they won't be back.
Okay, all right, that's good enough. Okay, so Kimmy, what about you?
So Nathaniel and Stephanie actually were a part of, they're the best friends of Daxton and Hayden from Nine Frosty Nights, my Bays of Christmas book. So this is their story. And I don't think you're going to see them again. But you may see some of the supporting characters. You may see some of the supporting characters, and you'll see them in like a supporting character role, but not like they get their own buzz.
Yeah, I don't know. You kind of scare me with that, Kimmy. Okay, what about you, Aja?
Well, Tracy, the heroine in the story, was introduced in For Once. So she is a returning character. Raymond is new, and there are some people that are connected to him that are new, but I don't know whether I'll be doing anything with them yet. I'm not that much of a planner. I'm not that brilliant when it comes to things like that. It just kind of happens. So
Okay. Okay, that's good enough. So, but they are new characters though.
they're new, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. All right. So you all have it here. And I did put the link in there too for you guys that it has that link has all the books in there so you don't have to like search everybody's name. Just go right there, click on all the books and just purchase them. You won't be disappointed as you can see. They're giving you the stuff. Okay. Sherelle, what about your character? Old, new?
Right. Mine. So my character's old was introduced. It's the son of Pharaoh, who's in my Crown Legacy series. So he did have a small guest appearance in Throne of a Pharaoh. When you see Pharaoh with his kids, and so he's the oldest son of him. So this is heavily involving my Crown family. Um, and so they're probably my, I guess, most controversial family that I've written about. It's like the borderlines with good and evil type of theme. So that is definitely that's definitely present in this book as well. Um, which I didn't think. I'm just telling myself I just didn't think about it before when we were all picking who we're gonna write about and we're all excited and writing it down. I'm like, I'm gonna make this about a Crown spinoff and write about the oldest son. And then I was like, oh, but we're also doing Mr. Black, and now I have to make sure that he has enough good to be representative of Mr. Black. So it was I put the challenge on myself. I could just say that, but I do think overall it ended up being more emotional than I thought it would be, just because of the family I was writing about and with the struggle within him. So it ended up just being a story that brought me places I did not expect. And so when we're also trying to get everything together, for this series, and all of us on this call and everything are talking daily, our apologies, guys. But with all of that, I was like, I can't be sitting up here getting emotional with my own story, then getting in here and having to, then cheerfully like be like, oh, so I love it. So it is a character that people have seen before, and then you do meet new characters. And then if you make it through the end, you'll see when you would see those characters again.
Okay, okay. But it shouldn't have been no stranger to you because the crowns always have a way of kind of pulling you to the dark side for whatever reason. But they be the most intense but the most intriguing books.
Thank you.
So yeah. So let me see. Did I get you Cheryl? I got you too, right? I kind of lost myself around the board there. So I think I got everybody about that. So okay guys, this is I didn't plan to keep you guys long at all because I know everybody is busy with this. I know you all took a station break to write this series and we are so very grateful for it to you. So I promise not to keep you very long, but I did want to find out whether, and you kind of have already kind of answered the question a little bit, but I want to know after writing this story and seeing how some of the readers and the literary world has responded to this, are you inclined to do something a little bit different for Juneteenth this year and every year following? Let's start with Kimmy. Let's go with you.
So yeah, I definitely think that me and my family will be celebrating more than what I normally would have. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sounds good. What about you, Cheryl?
Because like you said, typically, this has been a holiday that you hear about it, you know about it, it's in the background kind of thing. But I think from now on, I think I want to be more intentional about what I do, whether it's impacting one person or a group or something, but it's paying it forward and to help somebody else to be able to pull somebody else along for whatever they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that's the essence of what this is about is honoring what they our ancestors have done in the past and the sacrifices they made, and what sacrifices are we making to help somebody else to, to learn to get these, this equality thing and freedom as it's supposed to be done. So
Yeah, I think I am also putting this series on what I call such a time as this. It's some books that you read that you have them and you don't pick them up, but then the moment you realize, oh, hey, I didn't read that book, you read it and there it's filled with nuggets. And so I call them the such a time as this. And this series is already automatically going on it because I just think it's needed. Like you said, being more intentional is what I plan to do. So yeah, thank you for that. What about you, Iris? You muted.
Sorry, I was trying to make sure y'all didn't hear Roxy out here barking. Um, I think that this year with for me, I am really hurt by this book banning thing that is seems to be taking hold everywhere.
Yeah.
And here in Virginia, they are attempting to do the same thing, statewide and start banning certain books. And I think that our history is going to be lost. And it's important that we take this time now and we share that history in every way that we can with our youth, with others, because some of them really don't know about the struggle, because they weren't a part of the struggle, so they really don't know about the struggles and the things that we went through to get to the point that we're at now. And I feel that it is important that we take this time and make sure that we do all we can to get that information out. So for me this year, we're doing a program at our local library where we can go in and we are concentrating on sharing stories, just stories. And the wonderful part about that is you need your elders to share those stories, because we can read about them, but when somebody tells you about what they went through during that time, so we're using our senior citizens to kind of bring them together with some of the youth, and we're talking about just telling some of those stories and sharing those stories in hopes that it stays in somebody's mind. And they share them on to the next generation and the next generation. So that's our concentration this year.
Okay, I like that. I like that. And you'll be doing this with your family, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Of course, you know who plans on it.
Right. Okay, what about you, Elle?
Every year I try to do something different for Juneteenth. Whether it's go to an exhibit or, we have the Charles H. Wright Museum in Detroit, something like that. Just to kind of pay homage to those who have come before us, those who have died for this. But what I'm taking away from this is that it never stops. Like we have to fight every day. And I just think like Cheryl said, being intentional about what we're doing to help our community rise daily. And so that's in the back of my mind at having written this, and in particular, whether that means taking my butt outside for a walk, watching my A1C, things like that. That's important because, we have to be more intentional about our health too. So
yeah,
because we're a strong community, and we just have to be here to fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's important.
Yeah, it is definitely. What about you, Aja?
For me, I think it's been this might be the third or fourth year that as a family we celebrated Juneteenth in the way that we spent so many years celebrating the 4th and Memorial Day and Labor Day. And I think that that's been such a beautiful thing to replace those holidays, even though we never really cared about the meaning of the 4th of July. And, it was just a time that we got together because everyone was off. And my grandmother put some ribs on the grill, some hot dogs, some hamburgers, and we spent time together, but now we're putting that same energy into Juneteenth, so that's our holiday, and moving the attention away from holidays that really don't serve a purpose to us and have nothing to do with us. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just a shift in the mentality about Juneteenth. It's not just a holiday out there. It can be a holiday at home. And that's the start of the community, is in your home.
Yeah. Very, very well said. I like that. Yeah. So, Sherelle, I mean, yes, I haven't got you right. I didn't get you right.
No.
Okay, yeah. So what are you gonna be doing to celebrate?
So my family is pretty spread out this year, but it's a few family members and I who are getting together to, I guess, kind of, you could say, do event hopping, and that's basically to give support to friends and family that we have that are doing different exhibits, or they're different booths selling things. So I'm trying to support as many people as I have. I'm not sure what made this year the difference, but I do know that two of them saw us advertising this series and went to look and see what they could sell their candles at, and sell different products. So I thought that was really cool. So we're like, we're going to support them. And then two, we typically we spend at least one Sunday or two Sundays a month trying to do wellness checks. And of course, this time I was like, let's do it on Juneteenth. So just for the family members and stuff like that who we know can't get out and that we need to visit, because we have this that we do, but we very much have our real lives too. And it's like, when we're busy, people don't stop going through things, and you just have to, check on them and see if they're okay. So that's going to be a biggie for that whole weekend for us. And then two, I need to call it out because I forgot to earlier, but it's all of us, these great authors on the call, but then there's also AC author Tina Martin, Angela Sills, and Kelsey Green, who couldn't make it, but they round off our 11. And so I just wanted to put that out there, that they're equally,
Thank you for that, for mentioning them. While they will be missed, we will be supporting them out there. So I wanted to also too, guys. So I thought it was a good idea too to shameless plug. But my custom creation division, is doing some things just to celebrate the Juneteenth. So I have tumblers, as you've seen before. I have mugs, some t-shirts, puzzles, some socks, and those things like that. And then this here that I'm wearing.
Love that.
Here.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So
okay, girl, we're gonna be looking for you. Inbox, come on.
Right.
I put the link in there. So go over, because I did put that stuff in there. So we always get the American flag, so now we can have our own stuff now. So I like that. So I got one last question for everybody, and I wanted and before we go off of here, for any of the guests that are out there, I'm going to ask you to do one thing for me before we leave. But I'm going to ask this question first, and then I'll ask my question for you to the audience. But ladies, so you've written these books, and unconsciously, you guys, you have become therapists for us, some of us readers, because how many times have would somebody come to you and just says, like, I really love that story that helped me out with my problem I had, or reading has saved my life, and all of that. So we unconsciously put a lot of pressure on you all. So I have this one last question. Out of your story, what nugget do you want the readers to take away from it? And we'll start with you, Iris. Yeah, I think you muted.
Unmute myself. It won't let me.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Oh, you can? You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Still unmuted on here. The one thing that I do want people to take away is the history of my city. Richmond is it has a wealth of history here. The wonderful thing about Richmond is that we have
Okay.
and make it more um, who are really just learning about it. For those who are really just getting to a point where they understand what Richmond was all about during that time. And I hope that when people read Cameo and Cynthia's story, I hope that they get a part of that history and understand that, yeah, we're in the South, but not everything that happened here was bad. There was
Okay.
some good things that happened here.
That's a
So
good
I hope they
message.
get from my story.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. What about you, Elle?
I want everybody to get their A1C check.
I know you were gonna say that.
I'm just kidding.
No,
But
you're
it's
not.
true. I'm not just kidding. But
No,
yeah, I do. I want people to take that seriously, like for real. Just speaking from someone who both sides of my families and my husband's family suffers from diabetes, and it's just a horrible condition. I lost my grandfather to it, so it's just important. It's important to do it. And I also want people to come to the D. Like, there's so much stuff going on in the D.
Okay. So,
And I highlighted a few of the nice spots in the D in the book, and I just want people to come visit. It's nice out there.
we love JB. Yeah, I know. I think you are right. I think also too. I think we need to learn the different ways of our lifestyle change. A lot of us could stand a lifestyle change. Healthier living, healthier eating, that kind of thing like that. Not to say we got to take away everything, but you do have to be mindful of what you're doing. So that's not a bad nugget to take away. What about you, Aja? Is there a nugget you are hoping that the readers walk away with when they read your book?
When Elle said something about come to the D, and I was just thinking about like the point of my book.
Thank you for saying that.
Oh my God.
So don't be afraid to come to the D.
Not that at all.
The big D. Is Detroit the big D or is that Dallas?
It's the big D.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness. I think midnight, I'm gonna need to come and get a glass of that wine that you
And
have over there.
look,
This
you see me,
conversation
this-
turned grown
Look,
folks style.
this is my Kermit look, honey. You ain't,
Look,
look,
right.
ain't my business.
I mean, that's actually a tagline. Nero is in the D and Daphne is getting the D.
Yeah, but you said the D and then you repeated the D. Right.
Really proudly, I may add.
Yeah, so the point of Mr. Big Stuff is the big D, and
my gosh.
It's also about living your dreams and not being afraid to try new things. And if you shall fail, just dust yourself off and try again. So that's what I want you to get.
Okay. All right. So follow
Why
your
do I have to be the
dreams.
silly one?
Hey,
No, I think
okay.
they'll
You know
probably
we gonna
taught us
join
a
you,
little
girl.
bit
Don't worry about it.
signs. Yeah. So just to live your dream. Don't be afraid to fail. Right. Just keep it moving. Okay.
You're going to
All right.
succeed.
Yes. I like that. Okay. What about you, Kimmy? Any nuggets? I think we have a delay. I think she always has a delay. Yeah.
Kimmy, you're on mute. Oh, she's
And
off.
she got it.
There's a delay. It
know.
is.
I know. It's always like
So,
that.
I'm sorry, but it really is a delay. Like, y'all be staring at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, but I just want everyone to take away that you can be loved. That is the main focus. That no matter what, there is someone who will love you for you, love you for all, be patient with you, and just understand that everybody deserves to be loved, even you.
Okay.
See, now y'all staring at me like I'm not saying anything.
No, we hear you. We hear you. No, we hear you. What about you, Cheryl?
For mine, I think it's going to be that the children are our legacy. And if we don't teach them, then everything else, our history dies out. So we have to be intentional about our children learning where they came from so they know not to settle for mediocrity, not to settle for anything, that they can do whatever they want to do, that they set their minds to. And I'm going to tell you, my kids, they used to hate me during the summer times because every year I made them write a little Black history report. They had to pick somebody not famous, no Rosa Parks, no Marlon. They had to find somebody else.
Oh my God, you
Who
sound
write
like my
me.
mother.
And the only thing is, like, there's only like a page or two that they had to research and find out who these people were.
Okay.
Oh,
To
okay.
do that.
Only a
So
page or
if
two.
you
That's
don't
good.
know this thing, you're lost. So yeah, that's the nugget.
Okay. All right. All right, y'all.
My kids just happen to be grown now that they don't have to do it.
Right. But okay, so what about you, Sharon?
Okay, I'm hoping readers will take away. I dropped a few Juneteenth did you know kind of things. Hopefully, hopefully they didn't know those things when they read it and can learn from the story. And also, I'm hoping that they'll pick up on, I don't know if it's necessarily a theme, but that we all have a past, and some past might not be as clean or as pristine as others, and just to remember, to love despite unconditional love, basically. So we'll see. Hopefully, readers will get it.
I like that. Okay. All right. I'm excited. Okay. Last but not least, Miss Sherelle.
I think that I want the takeaway that I want is to never be afraid to step into your truth. It's, I think, a large theme about throughout the book is that unless you feel right in your heart, then you can't be right in your mind. So it's like, even though, we kind of talk about the world sometimes as black and white, but there's so much gray, and this book is definitely heavy in the gray. So I think just acceptance is all, period, is just a huge part. And if they can take away knowing that who they are can still make change and still be different, and that we all have a voice, no matter if you're sharing it big or sharing it small, you're still saying what you want to say to someone who probably needs to hear it, then you can just use the platform you have to spread that knowledge. So I want that to be the takeaway.
Okay.
Hope.
All right. So, guys, you've heard it first. We are so excited that you guys came out here to talk about the books. We're excited to have them. We're excited to read them. Now, remember, everybody, this series, it will start to release June 7th, and it will go all the way to June 17th. And so make sure you pick up all the books. If you are in here in the chat at this moment right now, I want everyone to just type their name in the chat. Just type your name in the chat if you are here right now. Okay, ladies, take a moment to tell everybody where they can find you. Your social media platforms or wherever. If you have newsletters and everything, let me know, because if we can't put them out there now, or if you could just want to drop them in the chat where they can sign up for a newsletter if they haven't already, go ahead and do that right now. We'll start with you, Sherelle.
My website is just www.sherellegreen.com, and I think on almost every social media platform, I'm either at Sherelle Green or at author Sherelle Green. And I do have some fun things coming up for my newsletter, so I do hope that you join and tune in for that this summer. I think that's it.
All right. What about you, Miss Sharon?
Okay. Readers can find me at SharonCooper.net. You can find all of my books, my newsletter sign up. And I think a reader asked in a group if our books will be in paperback. They will be in paperback. Okay. And all of my links are on my website.
Okay. All right. Okay. What about you, Cheryl?
Website is CherylLister.com. And like Cheryl, like pretty much every place, it's either like Twitter, Twitter, Instagram is Cheryl Lister. My author and my personal page on Facebook is Cheryl Lister, but my author page is author Cheryl Lister.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hello there, Miss Pamela Kelly. Pamela Kelly is also an author, you guys. And those two books that she have listed up there are hers. Make sure you check her out as well. Thank you, Pam, for coming out and hanging with us. All right. Okay, so here we go. Okay, Kimmy, tell us where they can find you.
So you can find me at www.authorkimmyfarrell.com. I am on every social media platform as at Kimmy Farrell. And on Facebook, it is Author Kimmy Farrell.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. What about you, Miss Sasha?
My website is ajatherewriter.com, and I'm ajatherewriter.com or Aja the Writer across social media platforms. And I think Facebook, I might be Aja the Writer Books. As far as the fan page, it's not hard to find me with the red hair, but yeah, that's where you can find me.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Hey there, Miss Queenie. Thank you for joining us, Miss Queenie Clem. All right. Okay. So what about you, Miss L?
I'm L Wright at www.lwright.com. Most of my social media is L Wright Author, the letter L, not the word L. So just like the letter L, Wright Author. And Facebook is Author L, the full name, Wright.
Okay. All right. And Miss Iris.
I am website is irisbowling.com. I don't know what I am on social media. Iris Bowling on Instagram and Arthur I Bowling on Twitter. And
You also have Siri Austin too. You can find you on Siri Austin.
Thank you.
Iris just everywhere, so she don't even know. See, she just so famously everywhere. We just got to be fine. We have goals, girl. Those are goals.
You can't get my sign up for my newsletter on irisbowling.com.
Okay, and I've put all of their author page or websites on there. So just go through there, click on them. If they have newsletters, if you haven't signed up for them already, make sure you do so. So that you can stay connected to them. Ladies, I just want to, from bottom of my heart, say thank you for taking the time to come out here and talk about this for a series who I am not only looking forward to a great read, but also looking just happy that you've done something that means so much to all of us. So ladies, if you haven't already, go out there. I put a link up there where you can grab all of the books. Do that. And if you are still here before I shut the broadcast down, you will be entered into the drawing to win the basket that I showed earlier. If you can show proof that you bought all of the books. So how about that, huh? So ladies, thank you so much for joining us. I do want to say thank you and have a great day, great night. Thank you again for coming on with us. I look forward to seeing you guys out there. Oh, also too, these ladies they're doing sort of like a road show. So on June 14th, I think they're going to be on the Brown Book series with Shay Baby. So make sure you check that out. Also on 20th and 22nd, they're going to be with Angela Anderson Presents. So you'll get a chance to see them there. And I Aspire Books with Cheryl Brooks. She's doing an author takeover. She's starting it on June 7th, and she's going all the way to June 17th when the last book drops. And that's going to be from 4 to 6. So go by there and check out and have some fun with the authors. Also, too, I think Mama Tony mentioned in here that she's going to be doing her daily spotlight for the authors as they are dropping. She's going to be doing spotlights on there. So go by her, check out to see what she's saying. And so yeah, that's it. So guys, make sure you buy the books, and then hopefully after we've consumed them all and got our minds right, we can come back here somebody's spot and let's talk about it, right? See, y'all see I was really good. I didn't talk about nothing. I didn't ask for nothing.
You saving it up for the next time. So we
Hey,
already
you
know.
better
We
know
already
it.
know.
You
You're gonna be
better
talking about, oh,
know
come back.
it.
It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be nice. And then you're gonna be grilling us like we on a spit. Ain't no, see?
Don't look. I might be in your inbox after this. So
Oh.
I'm just saying, but on camera, don't nobody know what I did. All they know is I've been good.
You've been good.
I've been good, right?
You have been very good, Midnight.
Thank you. That ain't gonna last long though, but okay.
Like, don't get used to it.
Right? No,
We're gonna
don't
take this as a win, ladies, because savor the moment.
Right. Okay, ladies, again, thank you so much. And thank you all for coming by and sharing a part of your evening with us. I appreciate you, all of you all, for the support and everything. So go out there, have a most amazing night, and make sure that you smile at someone. Be kind, because it really does not cost a whole lot to do that. So thank you. Hey there, Miss Lashira. Okay, ladies, have a great rest of
Bye. Bye.
Bye. All right. Okay. Ladies, thank you. Bye.
Oh my God, Midnight, that was so amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all don't know. I was sweating bullets up in here because I was trying to get my video right. I couldn't
We
do my
still
overlays
live.
right. Huh?
We're still live.
No. No, we're not. We're not.
Oh, we're not. It looks like
You
it's
might
still
see
live.
people commenting down there, but I ended the broadcast.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it says live and